Okay, students, so we should have completed journal entry number 1. Journal entry number 1 was about the first escape from the giant's house. As we went through the steps, we went through each component of journal entry writing. We made sure it was in first person. We also made sure we included the characters' thoughts and feelings. We also included the characters' dialogue. That's when they speak out loud to another person in the story. And then we went through and made sure we had all the story events of that first scene. So now it's time to write our journal entry number 2. And this one is the portion that's highlighted in the yellow right here. So journal entry number 2 is going to be about the theft of the giant's sword. Okay, we're going to go through at the end of the writing. This is the checklist to make sure you included each component of narrative writing. Today we're going to work on this slide right here. So as you can see at the top, we have journal entry number 2, which is the theft of the giant sword. This is our planning page. This is where we pre-write and we draft out how we're going to begin this journal entry. So you look at the center right here and it says the theft of the sword. Now each of the little bubbles off of it are the components that we want to include in the story. I would start with events first. We want to make sure we go in order of the events that happened during the theft of the sword. So we might have to go back and reread and look at what happened first, what happened second, third, and then finally what happened at the end. That way we know where to start our story and we make sure we go in sequential order. Then you want to look over at character, thoughts, and feelings. When you do that, you want to think of how Molly Whoopi was feeling during these events. In the story, did she sound like she was scared, brave, happy, sad? I want you to think of how she would feel and be able to express that in your journal entry. And then finally, we want to include dialogue in our story that helps show what Molly Whoopi is like. So not just something she would say, but also something she would say that tells us a little bit about her personality. So for example, we decided that Molly Whoopi was pretty brave, right? So she's not going to say something like, oh, I ran away and I was so scared I hid in the corner. That doesn't sound like Molly Whoopi. So you want to make sure the way you express Molly Whoopi when using voice is you want to represent her personality. Okay, so go ahead and begin working on each of these 3 components for journal entry number 2.